What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we have something that's, I want to say, pretty long overdue, something that I wanted to do on the car for a very long time. For the most part, I'm only going to be wrapping the main pieces of the interior, so like the center, the main door trims, the one where like the window controller pieces are. So I'm going to be wrapping that, and I'm going to be wrapping the middle. So pretty much everything in here regarding like anything around the shift knob and also the door piece, this one. And I'll show you guys how to remove it and how to wrap it. So some of you may be asking, why don't you just buy the actual carbon fiber piece for the interior of your car? And one reason why I didn't was because most of the trims that I have seen have the seat warmers or seat coolers, so I don't have the heated seats, I don't have the cooled seats in my car. That's the reason for it. So I thought it'd be pretty cool to just show you guys how I would wrap the interior. So I got a bunch of wrap here, I got a heat gun, and we got most of the materials that you guys need, and most of those materials are easy to find and some that you may already have, so it won't be too bad. So yeah, let's get right into it. All right, for this DIY, you won't really need a lot of like materials or tools to do this. So one thing that you will need is panel remover, like a plastic panel remover. If you don't have it, you can always use a flathead screwdriver, but that should be like last case scenario. Like you don't have anything else, use like a flathead and then get like a microfiber or just a towel and then use it to pry off the panels. Your wrap, so if you're doing a carbon fiber, like a whole roll of carbon fiber, precise knife is one thing. And last thing you will need is a heat gun. So you can either have a heat gun or you can use a hair dryer or blow dryer. Not really much needed. Let's go inside the car and I'll show you guys what we're actually removing and how to remove them. All right, so now that you're in the interior of the car, the first thing we're gonna start off is the center piece, the one right around where the shifter is. You will have to take it out up to like at least this like crack point right here. So just make sure there's nothing there and make sure you take off the shift knob. So the shift knob isn't too hard to take off. So just unscrew it. Shout out to the 1IS shift knob. Then you can just set that off to the side. So now that's done, we're gonna go ahead and remove this full piece. We'll get to this piece after, but we're gonna go ahead and remove this first. Try to dig it underneath this piece. If you can, try to get it under there. If not, try to like pry it with your fingers. And then see, I was able to do it with just my fingers, so you can do that. And then just use the plastic panel remover. And then you're just gonna go ahead and follow it all the way up to like where the radio is. All right, so you got piece number one off. And then you're just gonna want to duplicate it on this side. So just go ahead and come on this side and then just pull it up and then go ahead and just remove it on this side. So now is gonna be like the fun part. So you're actually gonna take off the whole center. You want to be very careful with especially these pieces because you don't want these pieces to break. Now let's go ahead and remove the center. It's just going to be the same thing. You're just going to go ahead and put the panel remover under here and then just kind of pry it off that way. And then we'll get this center piece off. So now that you got it off, you're going to go ahead and remove this clip in the back. Both two easy clips. And once you got the clips removed, you pretty much have the whole centerpiece removed. And then to take out the door, you can use a Phillips screwdriver to just unbolt this one and then unbolt this one, and then I'll show you guys how to remove the actual door. All right, so now that you got both of them unscrewed, you can go ahead and remove it. So we're gonna have to remove that one clip at the bottom, if you guys can see. All right, so once that clip is removed, you do have the whole door thing removed. So now let's put it over to the side and then we'll get these two prepped for wrapping. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the door panels on, or not the door panels, the trim where the door, like window controller pieces. So we're gonna start off with the driver's side and then we'll go to the driver's side rear. And then once that's done, all you have to do is pretty much just repeat the process on the passenger side. And that should all be the same. So in order to take off the trim on the door, you're gonna go ahead and use your handy dandy trim remover and just kind of pry it up. Try to use your finger again like I'm doing, which I think has been pretty effective, especially when doing the center. So once you get that up, you can go ahead and follow the trim to the front of the car and then it'll pop it up. And there's going to be two connectors at the bottom, so you're going to go ahead and remove that one, and you're going to go ahead and remove that one. So now let's go ahead and move on to the rear, and then we'll have all of the window trim interior off. So you're going to use your tool again. I'll leave you guys right here, and the process is pretty much going to be the same regarding taking out the back seat window trim. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I was able to just take this out by removing it with a little bit of force. So I didn't really need this, but you guys probably want to use this. And you're just going to take off the connector. And you got the back side. So just go ahead and repeat that for the passenger front and then the passenger rear, and you're all good to go. All right, so now that you got all of the interior trim off, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by removing pretty much everything in regards to the center. So anything in the back, we're gonna go ahead and remove that. I'll show you guys how to do it. So we'll start off with that, and then after that, we'll go ahead and move on to the other panels, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so everything in the back of the center console is all gonna be removed with Phillips screws. So you're gonna go ahead, the cup holder piece is held in by 4 screws, and then the shifter part is going to be held in by 4 screws as well. So taking off the cup holder, you're gonna go on and want to take off this piece right here. This one is like in between the center and like the center glove compartment. And now it's just super plain. So now you have a blank canvas to work on when you're wrapping the carbon fiber on here. So let me go ahead and clean this, and we'll go ahead and use the wrap to wrap this all around. We have the carbon fiber piece that we're going to be placing on the center console piece, trim, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty forgiving when you do place it on the trim, so don't be too worried if it looks off. You can always just take it off and reapply it again. That's what the heat gun is for. You just go ahead and peel off your carbon fibre and just place it on the trim like so. Like I said, this isn't going to be like the final, so you can go ahead and get your squeegee and just kind of like brush it over the material. And keep in mind, I am no professional. Like, I do not wrap. So yeah, if you do see bubbles, don't worry. You can go ahead and just lift up the material. If you don't have a squeegee, you can always just use like a gift card. Merry Christmas, Target. All right, so in my opinion, that looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over it with the heat gun really quick. Just go over it like super slowly. Make sure I hit every single part, and then I'm gonna go over it one more time with the squeegee. Alright, so it took a while, but finally got the center. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but we got the center piece done. Alright, so we were thinking that it's gonna be a little difficult because we have to kind of match the weaves with the door and the cup holder. So we're gonna do these last. We're gonna put these to the side, and we're actually gonna move to the door window control things. It depends. It's up to you if you want to go ahead and carbon like the inside part of the window control. That's really up to you. If not, you can pretty much just leave this in. It's just held in by some clips, so all you have to really do is just unclip it with a flathead, and then it pops right out. I think it's a little easier if you do remove it, just so you don't have this in the way, and then you do have precise like precision tucking. So yeah. We'll start off with the rear driver's side, and then we'll move on to everything else. It's pretty much just the same process, just on a smaller piece. It's a really easy process once you get like the first one done, and then you can move on to the other ones. It should be pretty basic. It's definitely much easier if you do have somebody to help you with. But it's not necessary. You can always do this by yourself, but it's always good to have somebody else to help you. So now that we have finished the driver's side rear, it honestly looks pretty decent on camera. So now that's how it looks like when everything's gonna go back in the car. I'll show you guys like a walk around, but pretty much whenever you control it, nothing really pops out. It seems about normal. We got 2 out of 7 pieces to go. We're gonna finish all the door trims, and then we'll update you guys when everything is finished. And then we'll put everything back together, and then we'll show you guys how it looks.
A few moments later.
So it's been I wanna say about an hour to an hour and a half. And we got some pretty good progress done. All right, so you do got the main center piece wrapped in carbon, which actually looks pretty good. Now we do got both rear door trims finished, and then for the fronts, they actually look pretty good. For the most part, we're pretty much almost there. All right, so we're gonna be moving on to this piece now. It is held in by a few clips, which isn't too bad to take off. I'll show you guys how to take that off. So if you look in the back here, it is held in by a clip there and then a clip there. All you need to do is just pull it back and then the door will pop right off. So that's about it. And then it is held, the little like handle thing, it is held in by 2 Phillips. You can go ahead and unscrew that. And then we should be good to go to start wrapping this one.
2 hours later.
All right guys, so we're back now. Ate some dinner. So the only piece we really have left is just the tray piece. The one where you put like the door slider one. That's pretty much the last piece we got left. Pretty much for the most part, everything is pretty much good to go regarding that. So now that we heated it up and we pretty much rounded all the corners, it's pretty much good to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this metal silver piece back and then we're gonna put it back in the car, see how it looks. All right guys, so I'm in the car right now and we put everything back together. So I'm gonna show you guys how it looks like. Pretty good. It's not the best angle, but you guys kind of get the picture. And then with the center console, I think we actually did a pretty good job with wrapping everything. And this one actually looks pretty good. And then the driver's side. This project wasn't hard at all. It was really just time consuming. So, and if you guys do have an extra hand, definitely use it because it definitely helped a lot. If I did this by myself, then it would have been a lot more difficult than it is. I'm not saying that's impossible, but having an extra hand does help. Shout out to him. I'll put his Instagram right here so you guys can check him out. So yeah. But yeah, overall, really cool mod. I really like the way that it looks in here. It doesn't look as stuck anymore. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys like the carbon fiber wrap, if I could have kept it stock. Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you guys thought this was helpful, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, subscribe to your boy. We got more and more stuff coming on the channel. We're just getting started, man. We haven't even reached the tip of the iceberg for this car yet, and we got so much more in store in the future. Thank you guys for tuning to this video. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.